My name is Ed Watson. I'm at Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge. I'm in the Department of Information Systems and Decision Sciences in the College of Business. And I wanted to talk a little bit about how we got started with the simulation, ERP simulation game that they have created up in Montreal at HEC. About a year and a half ago, I was looking for examples of innovation in ERP education, and I spoke with Doug Peebles about that, and he introduced me to a paper that was written on the ERP simulation. And I read through the paper, and I thought this is actually pretty interesting and pretty innovative, and it sounds like something that I haven't seen before in the program, something very useful and very educational value is very high. And shortly after that, I heard there was going to be a rollout of the simulation to schools, and there's going to be a pilot program. So I spoke to Heather about getting on the list of schools that were interested in learning more about this, and eventually found myself at University of Arkansas attending a workshop by invitation of Paul Cronin, and then in spring 1997 signed up for the actual pilot. And we were a little uncertain how we're going to do this because there's only 2 of us at LSU this semester, and we didn't have extensive experience with the simulation game. I'd only attended a one-day workshop. So we thought a good way to do it would be just to get a small group of students and kind of walk through the whole thing, make sure we understood exactly how we would do this in our environment, and make sure we understood the case study very well so we could teach it, and make sure we had our own slides that we could prepare. And through that process of meeting with 2 students in the first part of the semester and 2 instructors, we prepared a game, a competition, 2 students, 2 teams. So each student is running their own team, and the 2 instructors are assisting and observing. And in the process, we've been taking notes on everything that we're supposed to do and everything that we think we should do differently, and every question that we had about something we didn't understand. And we follow up with a conference call with Pierre Mazuric and Gilbert, who I met in a hotel room at a conference in Milwaukee. And through that process, we now are pretty comfortable with how to run the game and what kind of questions we can expect, what kind of things the students will ask, and exactly how we're going to schedule it and time execution. And in the second half of the semester, we have a group of 15 students now, and we'll be running it more in a traditional sense. It'll be during the course of a week. So we have 3 days, and we'll take them through the process of creating the master data and then starting the game on the the 3rd day. And we're looking forward to doing that. We also do this program for the University of Kansas. They have a 1-year accelerated MBA program. It's referred to as CHIMBA, CI-MBA. And they'll be our group of 15 in end of March. And so it's primarily a mix. It's all mixed international students, 1/3 Italian, 1/3 American, and 1/3 from every place else around the world. And so they'll have absolutely no exposure to SAP. The first 2 days, we'll take them through a series of fit or snack or SAP overview exercises. And if we have time, we'll do the fit or snack or sales and distribution configuration mod piece. And then on the 3rd day, we're going to kick them off from the beginning of the simulation and have them load the master data. And then talk about the decisions that they're going to have to make, and probably spend a day on the processes and the decisions, and make sure that they understand the simulation mechanics and what the expectations are during this day, and the breaks that they'll have, and the decisions they'll have to make, and that they'll be working on a team, and that they'll be competing, and they're all gonna chip in €10, and so the winning team will be able to go home with a pot. And I think we're looking forward to it because in general they're a very competitive group, and they're also a group that doesn't have a lot of technology experience or exposure. So I think they're going to gain a lot of confidence in using the system, and also I think it'll be a real eye-opener in terms of how the system can support a business. And I don't know of a better way yet that I've been able to demonstrate that, and to be able to do it and make it fun is something I'm really looking forward to watching. So that'll be a 5-day workshop, and the 3 of the days will be the HEC simulation, ERP simulation with SAP. When I was recruiting students, we wanted to have students that were good technically, because we don't want to have to deal with teaching them SAP. And these 2 students that stepped forward had just come out of our ERP class, where they had the Fitter-Snacker overview and the Fitter-Snacker configuration. And so they were pretty familiar with the system, and we kind of explained to them that we're doing a business simulation and we're using SAP. So they're going to be, their objective was to learn more about SAP. And our objective was to get a couple of guinea pigs who could kind of walk through in a naive way, without knowing really what we're doing, walk through the game with us. And after, I think we did a one-quarter walkthrough, and then we ran it quasi walkthrough in the second quarter, and we kind of let them think about what they were doing, and we turned on the game, and we were there to help them. More so than we will when the game's going full blown. And at the end of it, at the end of the second quarter, the student commented that this is about business. This isn't really SAP. So that was kind of interesting.